2024.
Royal Albert Hall Strongman Classic.
This is probably going to be the greatest one-day arena event in strength history, bar none.
We have the top 5 in the world.
Showcasing raw power.
This is my favorite venue. This is my favorite one-day show.
One of the biggest contests of the year by some margin.
This lineup is just mental.
You know, we're all anticipating a world record.
Royal Albert Hall, everyone loves a world record.
It seems to bring magic, does the Royal Albert Hall.
Lee, Scott, are you chaps around?
This is probably my favorite show, full stop.
It's the pinnacle.
Big names in there that are going to really struggle just because of how stacked this lineup is.
When we invite the best athletes in the world, they always say yes, because there's something special about being in there.
It's the Royal Albert Hall. It's so hard for me to explain if you've never been there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the iconic Royal Albert Hall here in London, England. Welcome to Giants Live.
Just to be able to compete on this stage as a strongman is, you know, it's every person's dream.
Feel like strongman from 1920s, 1930s. It's just unmatched. This is a very, very special competition to me, especially coming back as defending champion.
The thing I love about the Royal Albert Hall is it makes me feel like I'm Roman, because everyone wants to be Roman.
There isn't a bad seat in the house.
The acoustics are brilliant.
Very rarely are you speaking to a crowd of people and they're also behind you and they're just all around you.
You can feel the magic just in the air and the electricity through the crowd.
The whole thing is like 5-star quality, even down to the seating and everything.
I step into that building, I step into that venue, I look around and I just think we shouldn't be here.
It feels like you're in like a little coliseum and you're like looking up at all the peasants and it's like, oh, I'm a gladiator. No.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's very special. Feel very lucky to be here.
Maybe we technically shouldn't be there. Maybe we've worked our way into something that we're incredibly lucky to even attend.
Dare I say it, touch wood, we're kind of a part of their summer season now. The proms, strongman.
I mean, you got to look at the previous occupants of this sort of place. You had the Beatles here.
I don't believe you're going to have fans who go to the Strongman show and to the Symphony at Royal Albert Hall.
To even have strongman there is an amazing achievement in itself.
I don't think there's an arena like it in the world. In fact, I know there isn't an arena like it in the world because I've been looking, and if there was, I'd have hired it.
Yeah, I think for the fans as well, this must be the best experience in strongman.
Darren Sadler and Colin Bryce have put on a buffet of body bashing challenges.
I really want traditional looking events there. So I didn't want car walk or anything sort of modern looking. I wanted it to be stuff that Eugene Sandown, when he did it there hundreds of years ago, he could use.
13 minutes to, I've got to be on at 5 minutes to, so yeah, I've got 8 minutes to go get downstairs, put my third shirt on because I've sweated through this one. Go out there, warm the crowd up, and then we go. Show's ready to go. Let's do it.
It's just so different when you come here, and some people thrive in that environment and some people fold.
I try and wait and see how everyone does at Worlds, because the idea is here to get the top guys here.
We've got Tristan Hoth, who's doing his first ever Giants Live. He was 5th at World's Strongest Man.
We don't know too much about Tristan.
He's shown us all that he's 5th in the world, simple as that. So how could you bet against him?
I am going to take your best event and I'm going to show you who Daddy really is.
You are my favourite Canadian, but I'm going to crush all your dreams.
Matt Ragg coming back over for Giants Live. That guy is doing phenomenal.
This is my first time in London. Hello, Matt Ragg.
Matt too.
Matt Ragg, I know you're new to the circuit, so you're probably not too familiar with the way that things work just yet.
Cannot wait to have our battles at Giants Live.
Run, aspire, yes you can.
I'm going to come out victorious all the time. Tom, we've got a new king in town.
Matt Ragg, you New Zealand thing coming for you.
I am coming for your throat.
Evan performs so well on these one-day shows.
He became third at World's Strongest Man this year.
I am here to win.
Comes to Giants Live, he's sort of the one to beat.
I love him. He gets pretty animated.
He just has this next level that he can get to.
Evan, the T-Rex. I'm hearing you're wanting to be the greatest Giants Live competitor of all time, but I'll be sitting there dusting my free shiny gold trophies.
You can shine them up, you can turn them sideways, you can stuff them up your ass, because I don't care how good you think you are. I came here to defend my title, and defend my title is what I am going to do.
I'm going to do my best to peel the title off of him, and he's going to do his best to retain the title.
I'm going to crumble the T-Rex and I'm going to put you into extinction once and for all.
They pick up the weights, they put them down, and then they walk off in a huff, and they don't really do anything. They don't interact with the crowd, they're not talking any smack, nothing. They're all boring.
I think we'll see a world record, and I think that'll come from Mitchell Hooper.
And if you wind the clock back 2 or 3 years, people might have said, oh, Mitch,
You know, he's got a great back, he can go forever, all these things, but he's not that good a presser. His pressing doesn't match up to that.
Sort of reset the clocks of strongman when people like Mitchell come along.
And there's every chance that he goes out there tonight and crashes through the world record.
He set himself that target where he wants to break a world record and go on and win the whole show.
It's a breath of fresh air to see someone like Mitchell come along and prove that size and stature is not everything.
Mitch Hooper, you're constantly going on about how you're going to break the world record.
Some people are wanting to redeem themselves.
I'm here to tell you that that attitude is going to cost you, and it's going to cost you big.
Your ultimate goal as a strength athlete is to win the world's strongest man. You win worlds, you've got all the obligations.
You know, these kind of things you have to do on the back of it.
There's a lot to do.
There are two types of people when you win. In the past, Tom has believed that his job is done for the year, but if I had to hazard the guess, I would guess that those days are over.
If I do my best, I know my best can be good enough to win. It just depends how everyone else's best is on the day.
Regardless, I just hope that that the fans appreciate and recognise that the top 5 of World's Strongest Man have come here to do our best.
Tom Stoltman, you are 3 times World's Strongest Man, and you know what that means to me. Absolutely nothing.
I need to cry after all that abuse.
Opener, I think it's around 170, so that's a huge weight to open at.
I'll be happy with the opening weight.
So if I can secure even just the first one, that'll set me up.
I think that under the right circumstances, I'm going to be able to break that 200 kilo mark.
For me, it's all about tactics and just hitting what I can to kind of stay top 3.
I'm really going to push hard for this lift. I really want it, and I know that it's there.
You know, it's basically get a weight from A to B and by any means necessary.
And hold it there momentarily under control and wait for your down call.
It's a little bit messy, but it's raw.
The one who presses the most wins.
You know, years ago, people would try to do what we would call a continental clean. We've taken that away. You cannot clean from your belt.
Now it's either split, jerk, take it overhead, or lean back and press.
170 opener. Oh, look at the power when he gets that under control there. There you go.
He just muscled that, didn't he, Neil?
Anything over sort of 185 is world class.
You start getting up around 185, 200. That's a lot of weight.
I'm really excited for this event. This is an event I love to watch also.
Come on, man, it's there. Get it up, come on. Up, work it.
I think there's going to be a lot of split points.
The ones to watch out for, like Novikov and Pavlo, because they're not like statically massive, but incredibly explosive.
Come on, Ken, come on. Up. Up.
When you have a good technique, you need to spend less effort to lift more.
A lot of people forget that Tom Stoltman won the axle press as the world's strongest man.
Obviously Tom Stoltman, but you want to get more points on Tom than anybody, because when it comes down to stones at the end, you need as much advantage as you can get.
You know, there might not be anyone doing 180, 185, 190, whatever it is, so the jumps all just kind of depends on, I think, other people as well.
Rolls it to the ground and goes nuts.
Evan's a huge presser, but if you stay close to Tom or Mitchell Hooper, you're going to do well.
170, 195, 280.
The one thing on my resume that I don't have is a world record that really means a lot, that a lot of people have tried and is really well established, and I think to set a new world record at Royal Albert Hall would be something, when I look back on my career, one of the few things that'll really stand out to me.
When Mitchell Hooper puts a statement out on social media that he's going to go for something, he's going to go for it.
You don't have that many opportunities to break a meaningful world record when you're in shape to break the world record. That's something that might only come around 2 or 3 times in your career.
Mitchell Hooper gets out of his chair and gets ready.
Has he got the strongest shoulders on the planet? No, he hasn't. But has he got the mixture of strong shoulders and amazing technique? Yes, he has, and that's what strongman's about.
That doesn't mean he's necessarily going to absolutely do it, because this is a world record, and that was a world-class world record.
Right now, Aaron Bibby holds the record. Before him was Eddie Hall, and before him, I believe, was Sojourners.
It's much harder to hold a thick axle over your head on a normal bar.
Because if you made some mistakes, even little mistakes, it could cost you a lift and a lot of energy.
I've always wanted to take that under consideration when you referee.
I've always said this: whoever can put the most weight above the head and whoever can lift the most weight from the floor, I think that's the strongest man in the world.
he missed the first one, I thought, oh, I just hope he's got more in the tank.
I've got to be honest with you, when an athlete fails the lift, your head is saying it's over.
I innately understand that if you miss the first attempt, the likelihood that you're getting the second goes down substantially.
It was close, but close doesn't count. He's capable of doing it. It's a lot of weight. It's just a matter of hitting it right. And unfortunately, how it looked to me, he was stepping a little bit too much onto his toes, so he couldn't follow through, be under it.
I asked Laws and he just told him, you can do this, remember, you can do this.
You have to sort of stave off like respect for the crowd a little bit, where you need to take your time.
That's a big jump. His split clean better be perfect, and you better launch that thing and have balance at the top.
Coming into this, I thought he had a 50% chance of getting the world record. When he didn't get it on the first attempt, Kaz asked me, what is your percent chance now? I said, well, probably 25 now.
Get in there. Unbelievable. It's like deja vu. Same as Iron Bibi. There's something about this place. It's brilliant. Brilliant moment. Fantastic. Oh, unbelievable.
There's some things that take you that little step further. And for Mitchell Hooper tonight, it was his newborn child. And my word, pushed him over the finish line, and impressively.
He blew everyone away and just got it. It was just incredible. It's amazing. It's just an amazing feeling, amazing atmosphere for everybody, not just the athlete, but everybody feels it.
And I was very fortunate tonight to be someone who executed to the fullest.
There's not many people that can lift, well, there's only Mitch now who can lift that above his head. I'd like to see him and Iron Bibi go head to head.
And what a place to do it. What an arena to do it in.
You've got the axle. Just need that deadlift now.
It's been 8 years since someone pulled 500 kilos from the floor, and I think it's about time someone did it again. Is it going to happen at Giants Live Vegas? Find out. Get your tickets at giantslive.com.
I did just check. The athletes were told if they needed extra time for a record, as happened in previous. It's all good. That's why Mitchell was given a couple of extra minutes for a second attempt, hit it, 2:18, event winner. He now goes last in the next event.
Max Axel. Martin Lissus currently has the world record in this with 8 repetitions.
And it was quite a few years ago he did it on those.
I don't think anyone's going to touch that this weekend, to be honest. It's such a tough piece of equipment.
We've got a lot of big deadlifters here. Matt Rags pulled some huge deadlifts. Tom's a great deadlifter. Alexi's a great deadlifter. Mitch is a great deadlifter. The list goes on.
To be able to hit the world record and go on and win the show is something that I think would be really cool. A cool moment in Giants Live history as well. So I think I'll be gunning for as many points as possible there.
My goal here is to win it.
Finish just maybe top 3 and just kind of push what I can.
It's 360 kilos for reps. And put it on an axle is probably one of the toughest things you can probably deadlift on.
I find out of all the deadlifts I've done over the last 15 years in strongman, this is probably the hardest thing to deadlift.
The reason being you haven't got any whip in the bar, so you're pulling literally a dead weight.
And also this is a bit of a deficit. This is 8 inches, not 9 inches.
The most deficit of all deadlifts, it's like at your ankles. A lot of people say, oh yeah, it's just below your, it's like, no, it's at your ankles.
And we know like every inch counts.
400 kilo on an axle will probably feel like 440 kilo.
You got to control it down, otherwise it jumps over, then you're pulling from the side and then you have to straighten it up. So yeah, you can't get too carried away and excited about, oh yes, 1 rep, 2 rep.
In this event, it's really going to be me and Matt Reg, I think. And, you know, between the two of us, maybe it's who wants the points more.
If he's chasing me, I know he'll grind out the deadlift.
Probably Matthew Rag could smash this deadlift this weekend?
I would say right now probably Matt Ragg's probably the strongest deadlifter here.
He's the one I'm looking at, and I assume that I'm the one he's looking at as well.
A lot of the guys that are usually in the first, second, third places or the last three that go out in most events are the ones that have the best tactics because they can control the whole field. The ones that have to go out first or second, unfortunately for them, it's just they have to kind of give it their all at every event.
And you will pay for that.
I'm just going to have to go all out.
I think 5 reps is a good score, and obviously 8 reps would be a new world record or an even world record.
Get on with it.
Axle deadlift, nice easy event. I've just got to look at the rep counters, give a thumbs up from Maggie and Dave that the rep counters are correct. Done. Nice easy, I can sit down and relax now for 15 minutes.
As long as you can get to 10, you should be alright.
Yeah, I don't have to get my shoes off usually, but guys like Matt Ragg are talking double digits.
Ben is a super scorer. He is an incredible guy.
A good scorekeeper has an important role.
So I do all the scores and running orders and leaderboards.
Fountain of knowledge when it comes to strongman. He is the person I go to if I need to know about a strongman.
I've Ben, well it all wouldn't, the scoreboards wouldn't be there and we wouldn't know where everyone was.
There are athletes who rely on me to get those right.
It can be quite tense, I would say, at times.
Because it is obviously for their prize money as well as trophies and their careers, basically.
How many can you pull in a minute? So that's a real easy one to get your head round. Hard on the boys though, which is why we get it done second.
So sadly we've just found out that Evan Singleton has had to withdraw from the competition.
I mean, I think Evan hurt himself on the first event, truth be known. He does get himself really up for every event, which he's known for, which is great really, but he didn't feel what he'd done.
So it was the best course of action to step back.
He didn't feel that he'd torn anything or anything like that, and then when the adrenaline comes down, the pain kicks in.
He's had a minor, hopefully a minor tear in his hamstring and adductor, so speedy recovery to Evan.
So yeah, it's a shame for Evan because he had good events.
Injuries can happen.
It wasn't his day today, so hopefully he gets himself better and jumps back on, you know.
I do believe he would have been in the top 3, so you know there's a podium space available for somebody now.
Tom, I'm going to put up a big number. Don't bother chasing it, just focus on the long game.
No slowdown for Hooper to 7. He's looking for the affirmation. He just tied the world record. Tiny on 8 reps and Stoltman squeezes out another one.
Matched world record on the deadlift.
This guy is just insane.
He can win this, unless he runs out of energy.
Matt Ragg came second with 7 reps, then Tom took third with 6.
I think there's only a few world records that have huge meaning to me, and that's a deadlift max, that's an axle max, that's a log press max, and probably a stone max, and a certain setup for reps for world record. If I already got the maximum points I could get, there were still 3 events to go. I was already feeling a little bit battered, and I knew what was to come.
Conan's wheel?
Well, Conan's wheel's always a good one to watch.
Really tough.
It's 200 kilos in the arm, so it's what the world record weight is set on, which is owned by Pavlo Kodiaka.
People thinking that Conan is my favorite event, but to be honest, I don't like Conan.
I'm having it, Pavlo. You got my free out.
After going overhead and then pulling off the floor to attack the Conans, I think the men have to just be monsters.
I think I just got to make sure that I keep my energy levels up. At the moment I feel fine, but there's no denying that it's going to start taking some stuff out of you towards the end of the show.
It's a tough event. People don't always realize how tough it is.
Just go till you basically pass out. That's kind of all you can really do at this, and the person who wins this is the person that's going to drag it out the longest.
I can't believe they put it in because it's truly grueling.
Painful. And you're like, when can I put this thing down?
It takes probably 40 or 50 seconds to complete, and by the end of that time you're going to be blacked out or you're going to be in a lot of pain. If I can't win a show, I just try and entertain the crowd.
Pick up and run as far as I can.
Suffer for 15-20 seconds, you're not going to die, but it'll be the worst 20 seconds of your life.
2 events, the Conans and the Wrecking Ball hold. The guys going first, unfortunately you haven't got that target to shoot for, you do have to go all out.
It's so tough. People don't understand how tough this day is.
And they're like pushing to get to that one, and then like they try to go for a half, and then they like break themselves.
And it sounds stupid, but sometimes all out isn't enough.
if you go all out and you've got to go another 20, 30 degrees, sometimes you can just really push through and do that.
I guarantee it'll help you get that extra 2-3 metres. So yeah, it's very, very unpleasant, Coden's wheel.
Yeah, it's just 360 plus whatever. It's as soon as we start getting into the 1 plus nearly all the way around, or 2 plus, then it's crazy. But my sheet, I do have a quick formula, revolutions plus whatever.
And I believe every time I've done it, I've come second.
Some people are very good at it, some people are very bad, some people have turned their performances round.
This is a relative weakness for Tom, but he did so well at World's Strongest Man that now I'm thinking maybe it's not. Maybe this is something he'll be quite good at as well.
Tom Stallman's gone from being shocking to not bad.
This is a big one. Me and Matt Ragg really go back and forth a fair bit on.
Ragg is, those big guns are his. He'll go a long way.
But yeah, I think Pavlo's the one to beat here.
For Pavlo Kordiaka of Ukraine, he is up. He is mobile. Look at the pace here, Bill Kazmaier for Kordiaka. Speed, power, determination. Incredible. He's gonna do it. You know it. Let's hear it. He's got it. Extraordinary mobility for Pavlo Kordiaka. And you can hear the Royal Albert Hall as he closes in on that world record distance. How much do you want it? Pavlo Kordiaka. There it is. Unbelievable effort. Pavlo Kordiaka is hanging over the equipment. Absolutely went to the edge here, Bill.
I did it in my head and still had to check it, but yeah, new world record, 1,035.
Wow, another one.
He was 3/4 of a lap ahead of me, and I might have been able to push for another half a lap, but not much more than that. I got to pick his brain. I got to look at some footage and figure out what he's doing, because I can't think of any major movement that he would be that much better than me. But he is, and he's that much better than everyone.
But I think he was almost spent at about the sort of just over 2 turns, but the crowd just, the energy level lifted all of a sudden. It seemed to give him that extra sort of half a turn. If you watch it back, he just seemed to just almost drop it, and then he just got this like surge of energy when the crowd lifted him up, which just proves the point that, you know, if you get that motivated crowd behind you, you can do work wonders and break world records.
Well, I kind of hoped that Pavlo would get another world record. He was so eager to do that, and I think that gave him a real like spurt of yes, it's in my grasp.
Unbelievable, and there's something cool about the sport where you can't just go, this guy's stronger than this guy, so he's going to be great at all the events. And that's something that casual fans do, but it just bears not to be true. Where someone like Pavlo, he's close to untouchable in that event, and I think witnessing greatness is something so special.
Wrecking ball hold
just equals pain.
I love it.
It's not your grip that goes.
It's everything. It's grip, hamstrings, glutes, back, quads.
It sucks going down your posterior chain. You can't think about the pain. The second you do is the second you're going to drop the weight.
It's a mental event. It's like mental games. How much do you want it?
It's like, I'm going to shit myself, but you're shitting yourself doesn't really hurt.
And just not let go until that wrecking ball hits the ground.
The wrecking ball hold, it's all about who's got the biggest heart to win. It's certainly one that's going to be the most painful event of the 5, the one that's going to require the most grit and the most determination.
It's a great visual event.
Almost looks like a torture implement, which obviously people like to see that and see the guys grimace and push it to the total limit.
No straps. Hold on as long as possible.
It's very easy to make a mistake on. We've seen people pick this up before and stumble and lose their balance.
And you're quite high up in the air, which kind of throws you off as well. And also the bar is very short.
The thing is, it's the same for everybody.
It's really important to do well in wrecking ball, because this is kind of setting the precedence of how important the stone run will actually be.
If you can kind of dig it in as much as you can on your thighs down, and if it helps, it helps.
Or set it on your quads, you can lean back with it. That takes so much strain out your grip.
Tactics like putting spray tack in the back of your fingers so that when you grip it, your hands are stuck to your legs, you know, stuff like this. Squat down a little bit.
it's very easy to get really jacked up to attempt a world record and then sort of peter off as the competition goes on. So at this time, this is when I'll figure out what I'm made of.
Just try and do enough damage to beat Pavlo Cardiaca, because he's a
Andy Flynn did this a couple of weeks ago, England's Strongest Man. I think he got like 90 seconds, which is insane.
You've got to go early on this. It's horrible because you're kind of setting the pace. You want to be going towards the end, knowing a target to beat.
Watch out for Eddie Williams, the Aussie.
I've never done it before. A lot of people say it'll be a great event for me.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see guys like Eddie Williams on it.
Mitchell Hooper as well will pull things out the bag. Novikov is another good one.
Here we go, 153. Kevin Ferris is the world record here, and Eddie Williams is underway, and the clock is ticking. Wrecking Ball Hold is a very unique challenge. Pavlo Cardiaca on platform number 2, looking really solid, really stoic, Bill.
You got to get comfortable.
Novikov, Pa O'Dwyer of Ireland. You can see Andy Flynn on the far side has put his mind elsewhere, and he looks dug in, trying to focus on other things required here, Bill Kazmaier.
Mental fortitude.
A couple of adjustments there from Novikov, and he looks down into the arena. It's a little unsettled there, but he gathers it again. And the Ukrainian is stoic, and
both athletes look extremely comfortable.
Still rock solid. The giant Aussie.
Come on, Mitch. You know the time you gotta beat. Pa's family is watching him. He's not gonna let go of this.
We even got a little smile out of him there, Bill. He's enjoying his day here at the Royal Albert Hall. And Andy Flynn is in a special place here, looking really solid. O'Dwyer hanging in there. To the edge for Pa. Flynn is down there, but a good time.
Move! About 10 seconds off the world record. That's something else. Maybe that world record is in his sights.
Novikov is down.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you got it!
Ladies and gentlemen, Mitchell, the Moose!
And that ain't no smile on his face. He's got smile on his socks from his daughter.
Another astonishing performance. Mitchell Hooper is not a normal individual. There's no doubt about it.
You can put a load of amazing ingredients together, but they can sometimes just not work. They just don't work. But tonight, all of the ingredients were put together, and touch wood, it will all finish in a bit of a fairy tale.
So I was thinking, if you execute really well on the Wrecking Ball Hold, you've won the competition. And that's just what was going through my mind over and over and over. And thankfully I was able to hold on for long enough. My fingers paid the price, but thankfully they feel okay now.
So we're just waiting for the overalls to come up on the big screen, but I think from my maths, I think he's 12 points ahead of Tom overall. There's only 11 guys left who've ever been that injured, so lifting 1 stone will get him 2 points, just puts him miles clear. So just waiting for it to come up on the big screen now. But 3 world records out of 4 events so far.
You're a bad man. And then we got stones next.
Final of the 5 events is the Castle Stones.
Who knows with the Stones? Tom Stallman might just go mad back the way and break that record as well.
Stones, yeah. We haven't seen this event before, so I'm really looking forward to trying Stones.
I love Stones.
You know, most of these athletes are just getting so good with the Stones. It's unreal.
For me, again, it's all about like where I'm going to be come at the Stones, how hard I have to push.
Even on the Atlas Stones, the last event, I only had to do 1 stone, and the benefit is I can mitigate injury risk and fatigue. Another benefit is I get to walk to the other side and watch Tom Stoltman lift stones from a foot away. which is pretty special in and of itself.
Yeah, Stones is great. Tom will probably win. Shocker.
There's only one man, that's Tom Stoltman when it comes to Stones.
Tom is virtually unbeatable on Stones. I don't think I've ever seen him beaten on Stones anywhere.
You want to go in the last at least 2 groups in at the Stones, whatever you're doing, because then you can see what everybody else does. Usually the last 2 groups are the ones that are battling for the podium as well, so then you can kind of fully concentrate on yourself and see what you have to do to make podium.
You got to be agile, quick, flawless, and really powerful.
Stoltman and Hooper to finish on the Stones. Stoltman takes that 3rd stone and ragdolls it, and here comes the 4th for Stoltman. 200 kilo stone Tom, the albatross. Stoltman showing who is the king of the Stones.
With a 1 move on a 200 deal, that's epic.
I can't even express how good tonight was.
The crew worked really, really hard. The athletes, fantastic.
Well, I kind of hoped that Pavlo would get 3rd. It's incredible.
Kane's done Britain's Strongest Man, but this is his first international show. Andy Flynn I think he's beat Kane today, so they've kind of got 1 each there.
Tom Stoltman, World's Strongest Man. He performed well tonight.
Tom might walk away from this and really be angry about it and want to beat Hooper next time.
I think Mitch maybe had something to say tonight, and he absolutely said it.
It's not the climactic way that I want to win, but in the end, a win is a win, and hopefully people enjoyed the rest of the show.
And I don't think anyone else wasn't on form. I just think it wasn't just that he was winning; he was breaking world records.
It's some of the best evenings of my life. It's going to be stuff that I remember forever. Particularly tonight, with a very, very special night for me, and I just can't wait to get back and celebrate with my family.
What I would say with Mitch is, if there was anything that he would need to recognise in himself, it's that he is a genuine chosen one.
I mean, Mitchell Hooper's performance has got to be up there with one of the best in a one-day show.
I've seen him quite like it. In fact, this may well be the greatest performance of any strongman ever in any event in these 3 hours of competition.
No major injuries apart from Evan, unfortunately. He got a slight tear.
He falls away to the wayside despite being unbelievably powerful.
Whilst Evan isn't very good at Conan's wheel historically, he's very good at the wrecking ball hold, and he's very good at Atlas stones. I think it would have pushed me to the end, for sure.
I mean, obviously, if Evan would have been in the whole competition, I know he would have done well. He had good events, but he wasn't, and part of strongman is actually not getting injured, and same as any sport, you've got to stay the course, which Evan usually does, but this wasn't his day.
But it's just such a feeling of gratitude to the opportunities that I get with Giants Live, the opportunity to compete in such an incredible venue, and the platform to do really well. I mean, that all has to be created before we can create the incredible moments as athletes.
It's just really incredible, and obviously a huge shout out to everybody that helps out backstage, because I know it's really cliche to say, but it just wouldn't happen without those people. They are amazing.
It's been very, very good. It's long. It's now 11:30. The show's finished. Everybody's gone. The meet and greet's done.
So we have an 11 p.m. curfew where we have to have everybody out of the building.
We've got something like 350 VIP guests that need to meet all of the athletes after the show.
Tonight did drag on probably about 30-40 minutes longer than I would have liked, but it wasn't because of any problems. It was just because everything was so good and we had so many great moments.
There's quite a physical cost if we don't get it all wrapped up and done.
Yeah, we always lose time for world records. I mean, the first world record I ever saw was Eddie's 500, and we lost about an hour with that world record. So it is possible to catch up. There's enough sort of time to play within the programme that we can catch up a bit. But we were a bit late tonight.
And do you want to know what the cost is? I think it's about £10,000 every 15 minutes. If we go over, it's a lot of money. So we can't. We have to finish at 11. Yeah.
So, did you escape the fight?
Yes, I think so. It's Colin's fault if not.
So I think I'm brought here to bring the sexy because, let's be honest, none of those other mutts have it.
I've come to compete and I'll try to win.
Treatment on them so they can be okay with their event, and he agrees.
Harry and myself competed for many years in the sport, and yeah, don't try and get me in trouble with Nicola. She'll kick my ass. Yeah, I'll tell her who did it.
Obviously, we've got Pablo, who is the current world record holder. At the moment, now, fuck.
Here's my message to everyone. You're all